Today I'm gonna go over 16 British slang expressions that you need to know. I moved to the UK recently and I thought that I would be fine with the language since, you know, I speak English, right? Wrong, actually. Because I did not know how many slang words appear in British English language. It's been so weird to be in a native English speaking country but then not understand what people are talking about sometimes just because of the slang. So please do yourself a favor and learn this slang so that you're not confused at really awkward moments in the UK like I have been. Chuffed. When someone is chuffed, they're very pleased or happy about something. So you could say something like, I'm very chuffed with my birthday present that I got. Thank you. Knackered. Knackered is something that I feel all the time. It means that you're extremely tired. So this actually derives from the word knacker, which is more Old English. It refers to a person who kills a worn out horse who is too tired to like work and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of sad actually. But just focus on the meaning of the slang word. Let's push that history aside. Knackered means tired. So you could say, I was up all night working last night. I am knackered. And remember, most of this is gonna be with a British accent, which I don't have because I'm American. So just keep that in mind. Bants. Bants is a shortened word for banter. It means to like joke or exchange witty remarks with people, you know, kind of banter, but it's just shortened bants. Something that you might hear very often in the UK is, I'm going to Nando's for some bants with the lads. Nando's is a very popular restaurant here, so yeah. Cheeky. No, we're not referring to these cheeks right here. No. When someone is cheeky, it means that they are being kind of rude or disrespectful, but in a way that's kind of endearing or cute. I don't know who can master this. I don't think I can. So you could say something like, that is a cheeky smile. Are you up to something? It can also be used if you're eating, drinking, or doing something that you're kind of just not supposed to be doing at the time. So you could say like, I'm just gonna have a cheeky burger on the way home today. Situations like that. Cuppa. Cuppa comes from the phrase cup of, which makes sense. The suggested meaning is a cup of tea because it's true. People in Great Britain, they love their tea. So when you say cuppa, you don't even need to say cup of tea. People just know what you mean. So yeah, the word tea isn't really needed, but if it's like coffee, then you would say cup of coffee. For example, you know, if a friend visits your place, you could be like, do you want a cuppa? And then your friend can reply with, oh, I'd love one. And it's just implied that it's tea. I thought that was so interesting. Like you don't even need to express what it is. You just know that cuppa means cup of tea. Mind blown, guys. Bum. You may already know that this is an informal word for your bottom, but in this slang, it's definitely has nothing to do with that, which is kind of what makes it slang. This is used when somebody gets something from somebody else without paying for it. Almost like borrow, but not. So for example, you could ask your friend, oh, how did you get here? And they could say, oh, I bummed a lift off of Tony. To say that they kind of just like got a ride with them. In that last example, by the way, lift means ride. Mate. Well, in standard English, mate is kind of your life partner, like your partner that you're romantically involved with. In England, it just means a friend, your mate. Your friends, you know? It's also often used to introduce or talk to strangers in more informal situations. You can just call them mate if you don't know their name, if they're a stranger to you. And this slang word is particularly used a lot more frequently by men. Not all the time, but a lot of the times it is. A similar word that they also use is pal, which is also used in American English. Hey pal, you know? Kind of like, hey buddy. So in England, somebody could be like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? And then you could respond, oh, I'm hanging out with some of my mates. Next, we have ledge. Okay, so when my American mind hears the word ledge, I tend to think of something that has to do with like architecture or like standing on the ledge of something. You know what I'm saying? But that is not what it means at all in UK slang, like at all. And that's because it's a shortening of the word legend. Legend, ledge. I know, mind blown again. A legend is someone who is well known for doing something great or incredible. They're a legend. The slang word ledge is often an exaggeration or used to make things or people sound more important than they actually are. It's often used when a friend or family member has done something that's so exceptional and so great. You could be like, oh my gosh, you were a ledge, you fixed the computer, great job, mom. Something like that. I know these words can be very confusing, especially if you do not encounter them often, because you really don't encounter them much outside of the UK. But I found that one of the best ways to actually get these in your head so that they're there for you to say them is with FluentU. This is because FluentU teaches you English with real world videos, what's actually used in real life. You get to be exposed to all of this being used so that your brain will just get in your brain so much better. FluentU takes bite-sized chunks of videos, from music videos to movies to trailers to TED Talks, and there is a lot of British stuff on FluentU as well. So like, don't worry, if you want to learn that British English, it is there. To check it out for yourself and see how it is, I have a link for you in the description below for 2 weeks, absolutely free. Gutted. When I first think of this slang word, it doesn't have a very positive meaning to it, gutted. And that's the same in the UK. There's not a really positive vibe with this word. The original meaning of the word gut is when you kind of, for example, like get a fish and then you take out all the insides, all the bad stuff in it before frying it or eating it, you gut the fish. And in the UK slang, it means that you're very disappointed with something or pretty sad. So like I said, a more negative meaning to it. You're just bitterly disappointed about something. For example, I was gutted when I failed the exam. Sherbets. Me as an American thinks that this has something to do with candy because that's kind of what a sherbet is. It's sugary, it's candy. And in England, it's the same, wherein like a sherbet is a fizzy sweet or sweet powder. However, when somebody invites you to go to the pub for some sherbets, they are not talking about candy or sweet things. They're talking about beer. It means I want to go drink some beer with you. This may have gotten the slang word for sherbets because of like the fizzy stuff that's on top of the beer. So for example, a coworker of yours might say, "Do you fancy a few sherbets after work tonight?" Bonus tip. If someone asks if you fancy someone, they're asking you if you like something. Do you fancy this? Would you like to do this? Do you fancy this person? Do you like this person? Next we have trolleyed. A trolley is the British term for like a little shopping cart. A trolley, but again, when it's used in slang, it's different, very different. When it's turned into an adjective, trolleyed, it's used to describe someone as drunk. So if someone has a bit too many sherbets, they might become trolleyed. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Narky. Narky is another word for moody or bad-tempered. I'm sure we've all been narky, at least at one point in our lives. When I don't get enough sleep, I am very, very much narky. An example of this could be, "Oh, she hasn't talked to me all day. She's been so narky." Next, we have a fluke, which means that something incredible happened by chance or sheer luck. It can be described as being fluky, like describing it as particularly lucky or coincidental. So for example, maybe I'm playing darts with someone and I hit the bullseye and I can be like so happy, like, yeah, I did it. Then my friend could just be like, "Oh, that was a total fluke, Cherie. You wouldn't be able to do it again," implying that it was just coincidental. There was no skill behind it, it was just lucky. Next we have arsed. It's usually used when you say can't be arsed, which is more of an informal way to say can't be bothered. You can't be bothered to do something, you can't be arsed to do something. It just means that someone really does not have the energy at all to do something that you want them to do. So for example, someone could call their friend up and be like, "Hey, do you want to go out today?" And then someone on the other end of the line could be like, "Can't be arsed. It is Sunday and I am sleeping in all day." Like that. Gagging. The original meaning of this word is like choking, or when you eat something that you don't like, you kind of gag like that. Kind of like making movements before you vomit. You gag and then you vomit. Yeah, not the best picture, is it? However, in slang, within slang terms, this means that you are desperately in need of something. So you could say, "I am gagging for a cuppa. I haven't had it all day." Our final slang word of the day is cracking. When something is cracking, it is particularly great or excellent. It's just really fantastic. People can also be described as cracking too, weird enough. For example, you could say, "He is a cracking lad," to say, you know, he's like a great guy. Fantastic person. It can also mean to get something started, like let's get cracking. This is used in American English as well. If you want to review everything that I went over in this video, be sure to download the free FluentU PDF in the description below. It's got all these slang words in there, plus a few more. Now, if you're interested in learning some more British English with us, I will have to recommend this video over there. My friend Fallon goes over 7 British TV shows that are on Netflix that can help you learn British English, and also goes over some of the terms that are found in those shows. There's a lot of great information over there, and I think you'll really enjoy it.